I thought Kenya would feel just like Nigeria, but after spending time there, I experienced cultural shocks I've never expected. Some things made me admire Kenya, while others made me appreciate Nigeria even more. In this video, I'll share the differences that completely changed my perspective about Kenya. What if I told you that two of Africa's biggest economies can feel completely different? Before visiting Kenya, I expected it to be very similar to Nigeria. After all, we are both English speaking African countries. We love football, we are known for our hospitality, and our cities are growing rapidly. But within hours of arriving, I realized I was wrong. Some things completely amazed me, others genuinely surprised me, and a few made me appreciate Nigeria even more. So today, I'm sharing my biggest cultural shocks and comparing Kenya and Nigeria, not to decide which country is better, but to celebrate what makes each one unique. The first thing that surprised me was how calm many roads felt. Compared with some busy Nigerian cities like Lagos, traffic in many parts of Nairobi appeared more orderly. Drivers often seemed more patient, and I noticed people using pedestrian crossing more frequently. Of course, no city is perfect and congestion still happen, but as a visitor, the atmosphere felt noticeably different. I've never seen public transport quite like Kenya's matatus. They are not just buses, they are more moving work of arts. Graffiti, loud music, custom lighting, and bold signs makes every side feel like an experience. In Nigeria, buses are mostly practical. In Kenya, many matatus also express creativity and youth culture. One thing many visitors notice is that part of Nairobi appears very clean. That doesn't mean every street is spotless, but public cleanliness stood out to me. It reminded me how much city management and civic responsibility shape every life. Kenyans came across as polite and welcoming. At first, I thought people were quiet, but after spending time talking with them, I realized many are simply more reserved until they know you. Nigerians, on the other hand, often start conversation quickly and can be very expressive. Neither style is better, they are just different. As a Nigerian, I miss my spicy food. Kenya food generally uses less chili than many Nigerian dishes. I enjoy trying ugali and nyama choma, but my taste buds definitely notice the difference. If you're Nigeria visiting Kenya, don't forget you might want to carry your favorite pepper sauce. Sure. This one blew my mind. In Kenya, wildlife is part of country's identity. Seeing giraffes, zebra, and elephants so close to a modern city is something truly special. Nigeria has beautiful landscape too, but Kenya has built global reputation around wildlife tourism. Some everyday items felt cheaper, others were surprisingly expensive. It reminded me that comparing countries isn't simple. Housing, transport, food, and imported goods all vary depending on where you live. Biggest surprise wasn't one thing, it was seemingly another version of modern Africa. Too often, the world tells only one story about Africa. Traveling shows you there are many Africas, each with its own culture, strength, challenge, and identity. After visiting Kenya, I didn't leave thinking one country is better than the other. I left with greater respect for both. Nigeria impressed me in ways I had taken for granted. Kenya opened my eyes to experience I've never imagined. That's the beauty of traveling across Africa. Every country teaches you something new. If you've been to both Kenya and Nigeria, I'd love to hear your biggest culture shock. If you enjoy this journey, don't forget to subscribe and join me as we continue exploring Africa and the hidden stories within Africa. Also, one thing I wasn't expecting was Kenya's strong coffee culture. Kenya is one of Africa's leading coffee producers, and you can feel that pride in many cafes. Coffee isn't just a drink, it's part of the lifestyle. You find students, entrepreneurs, and remote workers spending hours in coffee shops. Back home in Nigeria, tea and soft drink are still more common in many everyday settings. although coffee culture is growing in cities like Lagos and Abuja. As someone who enjoys exploring local lifestyle, sitting in a Nairobi cafe gives me another perspective on urban Kenya. This
So
genuinely
during my
impressed
trip to
me.
Kenya,
In many places across Kenya, people pay for almost everything with phone. Buying snacks, paying for transport, shopping in local market, digital payment are incredibly common. Nigeria has made huge progress with fintech and bank transfer, but seeing mobile payments so deeply integrated into everyday life in Kenya was eye-opening. Technology is changing Africa, and Kenya is one of the countries leading that transformation. Early one morning, I noticed something interesting. Many people were out jogging, walking, and exercising. Health and outdoor fitness seems to be a regular part of life for many residents. Of course, Nigeria also exercises both this level of participation, but this one I saw in Kenya stood out. Maybe it's the parks, maybe it's weather, maybe it's simply part of the local culture. Whatever the reason, it left me an impression. One thing you quickly notice is security checks. Many shopping malls and office buildings require back inspection before entry. At first, it felt unusual. Then I realized it's simply part of everyday life aimed at keeping public places safer. Nigeria has security measures too, but the way they carry depending on the city and location. Public space matters really. Walking around part of Nairobi, I saw people enjoying parks, sitting outside, and spending time with family. It reminded me how important well maintained public spaces are for building communities. It's something every African city can continue improving on. Traveling has taught me something powerful. People outside Africa often think every country here is the same. But that's far from reality. Kenya has its own identity, Nigeria has its own identity. Different history, different tradition, different food, different way of doing business. Yet we share something important. We're all contributing to Africa's future. That's why I travel. Not to compare who is better, but to understand how beautifully diverse this continent When I
really
traveled in
is.
Kenya, I came with expectation. When I left, I carried something much more valuable, a deeper appreciation for another African culture. And surprisingly, traveling also made me appreciate Nigeria even more. Sometimes you have to leave home to truly understand it. Africa has so many incredible stories wanting to be told. This is just one of them. If you enjoyed this experience, subscribe to Nero's blog because we're only getting started. As I boarded my flight onward to Doha, Qatar, I wasn't just leaving another country. I was living with new friendship, new memories, and a new perspective. Kenya surprised me. Nigeria continues to inspire me. And this journey reminded me why I started Nero's blog.